What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lincoln, and I'm the owner and operator of Ario Tech Services. And today's stress management therapy topic of the day is going to be family versus non-family, which means friends and acquaintance and this and that. This is a very important topic that I had to bring up, that I'm bringing to the public's attention right now, because a lot of the people that I coach and I consult on this kind of stuff, this is one of the topics that comes up. Is these are people that come to me because they have nobody else that's going to understand them, and they're always saying that, oh, they have toxic family members and they want to leave that toxic type environment, but in their tradition and in their culture, it is considered unloyal to actually do that. You're supposed to be loyal to your family, and family is supposed to mean everything, no matter what the situation is. So they come to me asking for my help, and because this is such a main issue, so a lot of cultures out there in the world value family very much. Family is really, really big, which I totally understand that. I'm not against that. But however, you have to have that balance in between. Um, so this is why I decided to make a video on that, into kind of like helping you make that choice on what you're gonna do, whether you're gonna keep these toxic family members around or you're just gonna move on your own, and or sometimes you may have to pick close friends over your family as well too. So I understand like these situations is kind of hard if you do have toxic family members now, because the way society puts it off as, oh, you're supposed to be loyal to your family no matter what, you're supposed to stick to your family side. So when these people try to detach from their family and completely move on with their life and completely just want nothing to do with that toxic family members, they get shit for it. I know in my situation I've actually caught shit for that as well too, because like I said, in many cultures it is like that, where you don't turn your back on your family. You're supposed to be loyal to your family no matter what. But let me break it down for you. If this is somebody that is achieving his full potential, wants to get married, find a nice girl, or this and that, and this and that, and they have toxic family members, um, who is trying to steal from them, trying to bring them down, try to sabotage their career, bad talking them behind their back, or trying to fuck their girlfriend or their boyfriend or whoever it is and stuff like that, why would you be loyal to that particular family member? So if this particular family member is in his best interest to do what's best for himself and do good and make the best out of himself, why would he want to keep somebody like that around? So this guy these guys are being considered bad people because they're leaving their family members, and then they're because their family members is very toxic to them. But it's okay for these toxic family members to steal from them. It's okay for these toxic family members to bring them down, or it's okay for these toxic family members to bad talk them behind their back and fuck their girlfriend or their boyfriend behind their back. No, 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 it doesn't work that way. No, that's what this fucking society teaches you. That's why I don't listen to society. I follow my own path and I march to the beat of my own drum, and nobody tells me fucking shit, because I just really don't care. I do what I want when I want, and I always look at everything in an optimistic kind of way. So if I have family members that's gonna do that shit to me, which I have actually done that before. I have actually have disowned family members of mine too. So that's not a problem for me. And I always encourage people. I don't care how much I get criticized for it. I always encourage people who wants to reach their full potential to do the same thing as well too. Because in reality now, however, if you have family members who is very loyal, doesn't matter if of their economic situation, doesn't matter of their relationship situation, They always want to see that family member that they love do better than them and reach their full potential. Those are the family members I can say, yes, you be loyal to those family members because they have done nothing wrong to you. They're pushing you to reach you. It doesn't matter, even though they're broke or they just got through a divorce and they're single, no matter what, they still want you to be happily married. They're still pushing for you to do that. They're still pushing for you to go to college and make something of yourself. And even though if you do become better than them, they're not going to hate on you for that. Um, However, there's some situations where you may actually have friends that are going to be a lot loyal to you than your family member actually are. And this is why, and I always encourage people, even though if you have friends, this is what you call true friends. And these are the type of friends that should be considered your family instead of the toxic family, the kind of friends that's going to pick you up, not going to talk shit behind your back, not going to try to fuck your girlfriend or boyfriend behind your back when you're not home or wherever it is. These are what you call the kind of true friends that deserve the right to be considered your family member because they're there for you. These are really, really true friends. So the easiest way to explain that, if you have the person, like let's just say one of my clients, and he's like in the middle of a scale, and on that scale, on one side is going to have the toxic family members, on the other side is going to have the loyal non-family members, the loyal friends. And if that particular person wants to reach his full potential and wants to do good, wants to be happily married, wants to become a doctor and a lawyer and this and that, I'm going to tell them straight up. And if they have to pick between the toxic family members and the non-family members who's very supportive and very loyal, I'm going to tell them straight up. Tell those toxic family members to fucking kick rocks. I wouldn't really come out and be dick like that. Like what I usually do and what I tell people to do at the same thing. Don't immediately disown them, but the strategy that I use all the time and the strategy that I do all the time is I tell them straight up. It's like, hey, this is my future. You got two options. You can either, number one, you can either support my future and support me in it, or you can choose to bring me down. But if you choose option number two and you choose to bring me down, you're not going to be in my future. So you got two choices. You can either you can either support me and be in my future, or bring me down and you're not going to be in my future. Either way, I'm going to achieve my success, whether it's with you or whether it's without you. And let them make their decision from there. Now, however, sometimes it may actually work and then they're going to wake up and then they're going to be like, well, I don't want to lose this family member forever. I better change my ways. Now, if it works and they start changing their ways, then by all means, give them the benefit of the doubt. But if they still continue on bringing you down and they still continue on sabotaging your success and anything like that, it's just like, just tell them to kick rocks and don't bother with them again. And when I mean by that, what I mean by not bothering them again or them not being in the future, you completely disown them. It's like, no, you don't ever text them again. Delete their number from your phone if you have to, whatever it takes. Don't ever text them again. No happy birthdays, no Merry Christmas, no nothing. In your eyes, and I have done that myself as well too, they are non-existent. They are non-existent. If they feel bad later on in the future and they want to make up for them for that, they're going to have to be the one to reach out to you and make things right, not you going to reach out to them. And I have done a video on that in the past. And the reason why you don't reach out to that particular toxic family member is because once you reach out to them, you're already handing your power back to them. And then it's like you're justifying it's okay to bring you down. It's okay to sabotage your future. It's okay to do this to you and do that. And that's not the good way to go. If they're really sorry and they really want to get you back in your lives, they're going to be the one to call you and they tell you, oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes they may not come out and say that I'm sorry. They may have other ways of showing that they are sorry, such as maybe buying you gifts or just something in that nature. But either way, they're going to be the one to reach out for you to you. They're going to be the ones to make things right. They're going to be the ones to meet you out there, whether it's at a restaurant or at your place or whatever it is. So that kind, yeah, you can give them another chance on top of that. So I know this message is gonna help, and I know this is kind of like a common problem. And like I said, this is why I made that video. So don't ever be ashamed on letting your family members go. Even though your other family members may criticize you, you just tell them straight up. It's like, hey, you know what? I had to do what I had to do. It's like I'm not the bad guy. He's the bad guy. He's the one that's trying to sabotage my career. He's the one that's trying to pull me back down to his level. He's the one trying to fuck my girlfriend behind my back or whatever the case is. Don't ever feel bad about that or anything like that. So sometimes one of the big question is if they live with that particular family or anything like that, how how do they get away from that type of situation? And the answer is pretty simple. If you live with that particular family member and they do that, just pack up your stuff and leave. It may not be like an overnight process. It may take like about a week or a couple weeks, maybe even a month to get organized. But as much as possible, if you live with that particular toxic family member, which a lot of people that do talk to me actually do live with that particular toxic family member, I just tell them it's like as much as possible, limit the exposure to them. I mean, if you see them, you come home and they're in the kitchen and you walk in past the kitchen, don't be a dick and just completely brush them off. Just limit the conversation, be like, hi, how are you? And just be like, okay, have a good night. I'm beyond. The 3 to 5 minute rule, that's the one that um in one of my videos, in a couple of my videos, actually, I actually teach people how to do the 3 to 5% rule. Always have a plan in limiting the conversation with people that you don't want to be around, whether it's saying, oh, I'm late for a doctor's appointment, or the train is coming, or the bus is coming, I gotta go, whatever the excuse is. Just do it. Just talk to them a little while. How are you? How was work today? Just send that, look at your watch. Oh, I'm running late, I gotta go, see you. And by limit the conversation. And until that time does come, sometimes when you do move out of that type of environment and you do move out of the house, you may have to go to like a shared community or rent a room or go to even maybe even sleeping on a friend's couch for temporary. But anything to get away from that type of toxic environment. Like when I started living on my own, I lived in a shared community where I had a room to myself, and I actually pretty liked it. It was in a nice, neat, it was in a nice, very quiet, upscale type neighborhood, and it was nice and quiet at night, very peaceful. And it was like I had roommates. I had like 3 or 4 roommates, and I just did my own thing. Every people who know me, they know that I just do my own thing. I don't bother nobody. I don't make trouble. I'll come home at the end of the day after work or after partying or whatever it is. I'll go straight to my room. I won't hang out outside or in the living room or anything like that. I'll go straight to my room, shut the door, lock the door, and you won't see me until it's time for me to leave again. Or if I'm going to the bathroom. That's how I started. And then next thing you know, I started getting my own apartment and just stepping up in life from there. So this is my advice that I'm giving to you, and I know this message is going to help you. And if you have any issues or anything like that that you want to talk to me about or any questions about it, you can always feel free to message me. And if you know anybody who needs this type of guidance and needs this kind of encouragement to help them achieve their full success, and like I said, I do have a certificate in stress management. I've studied it for a long time, and this is why. And it covers like basically like relationships to psychology to dealing with haters or anything to do in a stressful type environment, which is all around us right now. Yeah, and yeah, just feel free to message me. And thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.